G'day Argy-bargy crew. Hope you're having a fantastic day and your family's happy and healthy. Okay, I'm in the beta 1.49 for ATS. It's also for ETS2. And we're going to take a look at the key bindings or the key modifiers that they're introducing to the game and exactly how they work. I think it's a great idea because it helps you create new binds for different functions in the game, and very handy if you're starting to run out of keys on your keyboard. So using these new modifiers, you can basically add new key binds that you may need. So what you need to do to get into it is you need to go to your options and then to keys and buttons. And up the top here, you'll see it has modifiers. As you can see, I've been mucking around with. I've got a few different modifiers that I've put in there. And what we'll do is we'll just unassign for now so that we can start again. And I can show you exactly how it works. And what we'll do is we'll use the park brake and the engine brake to, oops, wrong one. So I've done it again. Unassign. All right. So, for example, like I say, we'll start with the parking brake. I normally use the space button for that, but let's say I've run out of buttons and I need to create a modifier. What I would do is I would go up to the modifier up here, simply click on it and add, say, Alt as a modifier. Coming back down here to the parking brake, I would then click Alt, and as you can see, nothing's happened. Why, you may say? It's because you need to add another button to it because it's a modifier. What we need to do is go back to the park brake, and this time we'll press Alt plus space together. Okay, so now that was a quick press. I pressed Alt plus space simultaneously, big word, and now Alt plus space will activate the parking brake. So if I go now to the truck and drive the truck and wait for it to load. Okay, so we press Alt plus space together quickly, and you can see it activates the parking brake. And if I do it again, it deactivates it. So that's the quick way of doing it. But you can also do this. We go to options, go back to the keys and buttons, go back down to Alt plus space, and this time we'll hold it down. And by holding it down, it now becomes what they call a long press. So if I go back to the truck, and this time, if I press it quickly, nothing happens. Believe me, I'm pressing Alt space on the keyboard very quickly, nothing's happening. But if I hold it down, it activates the parking brake. If I hold it down, it deactivates. So I'm pressing Alt plus space bar simultaneously while holding it down, instead of just doing a quick press. If I do a quick press, which I'll do now, nothing happens. But if I hold it down, it activates, deactivates. So that's a bonus. Also, what you can do is if you go to keys and buttons again, you can add control to your modifier. So now if you go back down to the park brake, you can see Alt Control is added to it. So by simply adding your secondary, and if you've already added the primary down here, it will add the secondary automatically for you. So now, if we go back to the truck, this is where people get confused. And they think that you have to press all three buttons, Control, Alt, and Space. You don't. If you press Control and Space, it activates. Control and Space, activates. Now if I press Alt and Space, it activates. I'm using long press too, by the way. That's Alt and press and Space, Control and Space, Alt and Space, Alt and Space, control and space, control and space, long presses. All right, so if we go back again, oops, and we go back to keys and buttons. So we've got Alt and Control. Now if I decide I don't want to use Alt, I can, whoops, hang on, I keep doing this. I can unassign it. So if I unassign Alt, is the parking brake still going to work? It's got control and space there. So let's find out. So I'll press Alt and space first. Nothing. But if I press control and space, it still works. So you can see you've got so many different alternatives that you can use. We'll go back again. I'll show you something else. So just remember, you don't have to press, if I put Alt there, I don't have to press Alt, Control, and the button. I can just press either one of those. That's why it's called secondary. All right, because it's another button that you can press, not an additional button to press, if you understand what I mean. All right, so let's say now I put a modifier here and we put Shift. Okay, so if I go down here to, what will we do? Engine brake. Well, actually, no, let's do start stop engine. So if I now press Shift plus an arrow or a dot, there we go. And on the keyboard, it's got a little arrow plus a dot, so it's come as dot. So if I use the Shift plus dot, I should now be able to stop the engine. And that was a quick press. All right, so let's find out. Shift plus dot. It took me a while because I was on an angle and I wasn't pressing them simultaneously, but you get the idea. Shift plus dot stops the engine. Shift plus dot. That brings up your accessories. Shift plus dot. Oops. There we go. I wasn't pressing them simultaneously. My keyboard's on a bit of an angle to where I sit, so because I've got a steering wheel in front of me, so it's sometimes a bit difficult to press the two buttons at once. But you get the general idea. So again, we'll turn that engine off. And we'll go back. And to make it a bit easier, we shall make it a long press. And that way I don't have to press it so quickly. And it should make it easier for me. Let's find out. Shift plus dot. Yep, and Shift plus dot. Excellent. Way easier. So as you can see, if for some reason you're having difficulty, like I just did, trying to press them quickly and simultaneously, you can just simply make it a long press. Long press. Long press. And away we go. Long press. Turns the engine off. A lot easier. So as you can see, there are so many different variations you can use to add different key bindings to your controls and functions in the game. I think it just makes it a lot easier, a lot better for people that are running out of binds, or if they prefer to do different setups because they're used to different ways. I mean, it doesn't just have to be your keyboard. You can use your buttons and paddles on your steering wheel. You can use, if you've got an extra keyboard, which I do. I actually have 2 extra keyboards. I've got just a 6-button and a rotary encoder on the left side of my on the left side of my desk, and on the right side I've got another small keyboard that I use for different functions for my OBS and whatnot. But you get the idea. So you can use so many different functions, and it gives you that many more, or it gives you the ability to map that many more buttons to your functions. Makes it a lot easier. So hopefully I explained that not too confusing, and it helped you out. And now you know exactly how to do them. And when you do eventually get into the 1.49 update, you'll be able to map your keys the way you want it. So yeah, let your friends know, share it around. It helps me with the YouTube algorithm. And if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already. It's free, you might as well. Doesn't cost you anything. And hopefully you did enjoy it, and we'll catch you in the next one. So bye for now.